Hello everybody, my name is Rainy Angel and welcome to my channel, Rainy Angel in Spirit. So I have controlled out-of-body experiences using the AYDA method. I learned this by Darius J. Wright, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about how I achieved the out-of-body state using this method as a busy mom. This is a video request from somebody in the comments right here. So thank you for the request. I never thought to make a video like this, so that was a good request. Thank you. What you're taught during this what you're taught while learning this method is that anybody can do it at any time. I've also been somebody that has spontaneous OBEs before learning about this method, so I was just very confident in me achieving this. Now, when I did start to get into it and really understand what state of mind I had to get into by getting rid of fears, keeping everything quiet, blocking out any sort of outside sounds and light, I did understand. I was like, okay, this might be a little more challenging, but I still believe and know that I can do it. What I did was I actually went to my daughter and I explained to her what I was going to do. I basically told her what the method was, what I was going to be doing, why the importance of it being quiet is while doing this method. And she understood. She really did. I'll talk to her about it, and sometimes she'll be really interested in it, asking me questions. And then other times she'll be like, okay, mom, yeah, I get it. Okay, like, shut up. And actually there came a point where she wanted to do the method. So she started sleeping with her little Hello Kitty mask on. And she told me about some little experiences she had or feelings, The second thing was I practiced this method any time I would go to sleep. I found a lot of success when I was napping in the middle of the day. I usually would wake up around 8 o'clock at the latest, take my nap 4 to 5 hours later for about half an hour to an hour. I'd pop right out, no sleep paralysis. I don't know what it depends on. There's always this window when I take a nap that my soul doesn't really have to, or my body doesn't really have to go through sleep paralysis to exit. It usually does that at night. Even sometimes at night, I would just pop out. I think it just depends on maybe how tired you are, the will of your soul, and I'm not 100% sure, but sometimes it's just very spontaneous. Right before I would do the method, I would tell my daughter what I would oh, I'm about to do the method. Please keep it quiet. I would make sure she was occupied. I have her on it certain times of the day, but when it comes to things like this, where it's just in case she feels tempted to come into my room and wake me up, because she's done that a couple times, and I'll kind of just be like, what'd I say? And only if it's an emergency, I would have her watch her show on very, very low volume. I'd have her play her games on her phone or her tablet, very low volume, or have her in her room, get her nice and cozy and comfortable so she doesn't want to leave the room. Now, my schedule is pretty busy. I do work, pretty much full time. I do a lot of housework, things that are very time consuming. I just take a certain time out of the day to just do this method, because to me, this method is a part of my lifestyle. So I don't see it as an extra thing I have to do, oh my God. When I don't want to do it, I just don't do it. I take breaks. When I was practicing this method, when I first discovered it, when I was trying to really have my first controlled OBE, I would set I made it one of my priorities, just part of my everyday life, my everyday, okay, nap time isn't really nap time, it's wake up time. Yeah, that's how I became successful. I actually, in the middle of the day when I took a nap, that's when I first came out. I work at night. I know Darius, he talks about starting the method at 9 o'clock. And I was like, man, how am I going to do this? I can't start the method at 9 o'clock. I work past 9 o'clock usually. But I found that every individual is different. I was able to achieve this method even going to bed at midnight. I intend to do this method. I want to be in bed no later than 11:30, 12 o'clock. It doesn't take long for me to fall asleep either. Just any time I would go to sleep. Doesn't even matter. I would just stay aware, stay awake, do all the things that it took for me to just keep my mind awake. Oh, I discovered something else recently that actually is even more effective. I would give myself multiple attempts throughout the night. So if I would go to bed at 11:30, and if I would accidentally fall asleep, or I just get like too restless, like I just don't really want to do it anymore, and I'll fall asleep and I'll be like, okay, I'll try again when I wake up in the middle of the night. And I usually wake up at like, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. When your body wakes up in the middle of the night, it's already like, it's like half asleep. It's just way easier to get back into that REM sleep, back into sleep paralysis. And the past couple experiences that I've had were in the middle of the night at like 3, 4 in the morning. Like my longest experiences, actually. I tried it all times of the day to see what would work for me. You'll find your own groove. Like, you can't always do exactly what other people are doing, is what I learned. So animals, I have 2 dogs, 2 small dogs, and 2 cats. Cats are quiet, Well, sometimes when I have my cat in my room, she freaking drives me nuts in the middle of the night. She's not really a kitten anymore, but she's still kind of rambunctious at times, and she'll like crawl under my bed and like scratch things, and I'm like, come on. Like, she used to go into my closet and like scratch up something that I had to get my attention. I don't know, she didn't really want me to go to sleep, or sometimes she didn't want to be in the room, so I'll be like, okay, I'll let her out. So I just sometimes want to keep her out of the room. I have 2 small dogs, so they like to play together, and I make sure, and this is another thing, to keep them from barking, I close all the windows in the house. I just make sure that everything is just quiet and like just darker in the house, so that no one's gonna bark, because that's happened too, where I'll be in the middle of the method and my dog's barking, like she's a loud squeaky bark, and I'm like, damn it. I'll usually keep them separated. I'll keep one in the living room comfortable on the couch, and then I'll keep the other dog in here snuggling with me. What else? I'm trying to think of all the things. I also live with my sister. The best time to do is when no one's home. Sometimes I'll wait for her to go to work, or if I know that she's like gonna be in her room or something for a while, I'll just like take the time to do the method. Sometimes I don't even plan to do the method. I just like in that moment, I'm like, oh, no one's home. I don't have to be at work for another couple hours. But when I find that moment of peace and quiet, then I'm like, this is the perfect time to just do it. So yeah, let's go over the key points again. Explaining to my daughter what the importance of this method and why I want to do it. Explaining to her what it is, keeping her nice, comfortable, and occupied in another room, and then keep the house, like close all the windows in the house so the dogs aren't barking. And then see something outside and they want to bark at everything. Practice as much as you can. These are just things that help me and what I did. Oh, and then also, this is another thing that really helps. Like, consume as much of the out-of-body experience stuff as you can. Like, create your whole reality around the out-of-body stuff, because if it's in your reality already and you're thinking about it all the time, it's going to be much easier to come out of your body, because you just have that intent, and it's in your reality of just doing it. I will say that I have taken a break this past month because I really just enjoy my earthly life as well. I have a lot of fun here. I also wanted to mention I did take on a new activity, which is pole dancing. As I get to know myself more and embrace my true authentic self, I discover like things that I never knew that I wanted to do before. So I started taking pole dancing classes, and it's so fun. Like almost as much as I love making music. I'm very passionate and I feel very free when I do it. I just never thought in a million years that I would do something like that. If you guys are interested in seeing my pole dancing journey from the beginning, I will link my Instagram, Facebook, and my TikTok down below. Also, I have new music coming out next month. It's the first song one of the first songs I'll be releasing with like the knowledge of who I am and my awakening journey and doing the out-of-body experiences and like actually fully achieving it and just I basically in my song I talk about some of the things that I've experienced or just awakenings and what I've learned. That song will be on all platforms once it's released, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, and I will make an announcement when I have the release date for that song. Oh, I also want to show you guys something real quick. Hold on. I have like a stack of books here that my phone is on top of, so I'm just gonna move it. There we go. Okay, I wanted to show you this book I found, this magazine I found at Barnes & Noble. This is like what this type of aesthetic has been in my mind for a while, and I saw this and I was like, oh my god, this is for me. So I wasn't even seeking it out either. I was just looking for like home decor magazines, and I saw this and I was like, okay, I'm getting this. Anyways, I wanted to show you something that resembles the construct, because look how beautiful. This is so beautiful. I know this is me on the other side, or here, whatever. There's a picture in here that resembles the construct, and I thought it was so interesting because here it is. It's a pendant, world turtle pendant, okay, that someone made, I'm guessing. I don't know if it's AI. I feel like it's a pendant someone made. But okay, look. What does that look like? That looks like the world we live in, doesn't it? The trees, the sky, the dome. I just thought it was very interesting. I like flipped to this page and I was like, oh my god. I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking about the construct. A few times I've been trying to target outside of this pendant that we live in. I just think it's very fascinating. It's like knowledge that we have deep inside. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.